All right, so it's time for some Clubhouse Baseball. Been dying to get this game back out. And it's a 1990 World Series replay, which, wasn't much of a World Series. If you like Game 7s and all that, it was a sweep by the Reds. They won it 4-0. Is that going to happen here? Probably not. If it does happen, that'd be kind of cool, but I don't expect it to happen. The A's were a very good team. As we saw, I did a sample game of this with the A's and the Royals. If I was thinking, I wouldn't have used the A's, but here are the A's again, and Dave Stewart's going to be pitching. These are the actual lineups of Game 1. For the A's, Henderson in left, McGee in center, Canseco in right, McGuire's at first, Lansford's at third, Steinbach catching, Randolph's at second, Gallego at short, Dave Stewart on the mound. And one thing in that other game that was an American League game, pitchers didn't hit. They do have pitcher hitting cards. And Dave Stewart is a D hitter card. He's a right-hander. That's what that DR means up there in the corner. So Rio is a B. He's a B and an R. I think I gave him an E, yeah. Let me take a time out. I misread that. All right, we got the right card now. He's a B, right-hander. Something else in the other game that I didn't mention was in the explanation of the game, these cards here, like on the infield in or infield halfway, which basically means corners in. Results 6, 7, and 8. You'll look here. 9 through 12. You're going to look on that column, that row. So you will use these cards, at least these two. And outfield in, bunt. Not necessarily. You got the bunt chart and the steal chart. You have all that on here on the master booklet, whatever. What they call it, master strategy book. But the infield in and halfway, you'll need to do that. Now, I did also. Let me just I put the boards on sheets. So I'm not going to be using the boards. I'm going to be using these sheets, or these. I don't know. They can call these chart booklet or whatever. So I converted everything onto here, and that's all. Is just 2 pages for the situation, whatever situation is. And then you have those little side charts down at the bottom. The ground balls and the fly balls. I put those on paper also. So no shuffling the big cardboard fields around. All right, well, let's see. For the Reds, we need to look at their lineup. Larkin's at short, Hatcher's in center, O'Neill in right, Davis in left, Morris at first, Sabo's at third, Oliver's catching, Duncan at second, and Rio's pitching. I'm not going to do a lot of explaining, so if you want to know more about the game, I did the video on how to play, and it's a little easier to play if you actually have the game and you're trying to learn it. If you're just watching and trying to learn, it's a little more complicated. So here we go. Henderson facing Rio. So a 34 is a 19. 34 is a 10. The D is not applicable, so we'll take the 19. 19 bases empty is a fly to left, short fly to left on a 5. If I say that on a number, whatever number, that means I'm trying to match this, not trying to, but that's the high die. And it was a 5, so we didn't match it, so it's a fly to left. 1 away. Willie McGee at 13 is a 15. 14 is men on base. There's nobody on base, so we're going to take the 15. And that's going to be a single to center field for Willie McGee. He could try for 2 actually on that, but I don't think he's going to. Got Canseco coming up. And we get a 12. 12's a 4. 12's a 12. 4 is the strikeout. So Canseco strikes out, 2 down. Big Mac, 555. So 55's a 15 on him, and 8 on Rijo. We'll take the 8. Runner on first. Would be a double play, but it's going to be a 4-3. Instead of turning, he'll go to first. Nothing for the A's. This was a 7-0 victory for the Reds in real life. So Barry Larkin for the Reds, a 25, it's a 15, 4 on Stewart is a strikeout. Hatcher at 11 is 0. So we take the 0, we add put the 5 with it. It becomes an 05, which is a 4, and that's a strikeout. Don't be thinking ABBA here, getting a 0 and everything's good. That's not necessarily the case. O'Neill, a 23 is a 12, a 10, but we're going to take the 12 because the D's not applicable. So 12, bases empties, a ground out to first on a 6, and that's a 5, so no match. So it's a ground out to first. Top of the second, no score, Carney Lansford. He gets a 12, 15, Rio's not lefty. 12 is a 12, and so we'll take the 12. Ground out to first on a 6. Terry Steinbach, 22, 0. 0's lower, obviously, and a 0-6 is a 1 W. So we'll roll again, and we'll get a 35, which is a 5, and we look on the wild plays. Base is empty. Foul out to the right fielder. That's pretty wild. Not really. So he flies out to right. 2 down. Willie Randolph, 25, 14, 15. Bases are empty, so we'll take the 15. And it's going to be a single to center. And he could try for 2. He could try to stretch it. Center fielder is Hatcher, 63. We would look here, 63. We'd roll these 3 dice. We get a 3 for the high number. So it's an error. So if an error should result, the stretching runner reaches base safely and advances an additional base on a throwing error by the fielder. So he reaches second and then moves to third on the error. He actually stretched that into a double. That's what he did. And then an error on Hatcher. Wild throw. He ends up on third base. So 2 down, Randolph at third. Here's Gallego. 13 is a 13. 14 with men on base. And there is, so we'll take, it's a fly to right on a 5, and it is a 5 and a 2, so we'll go to the ballpark and we'll look at the under B2. It's a short fly, it's a 2. So we'll look under the runner on third, fly ball, SF. Two. It's a flyout. So it is a flyout to, is that left? Right field. He does fly out to right. Bottom of the second, Eric Davis. And we get a 12 as a 4. And that's going to be a strikeout. It's third strikeout for Stewart. 35 is a 4. And 35 is a 25 empty. And they are empty. So 25 is a deep fly to right on a 6. So we'll need to check Canseco. And he gets a 6-3, so he'll make it. He gets a 6. It was a high die, which matches his first number. So fly to right, 2 down. Chris Sabo, Mr. Goggles. 45 is a 21. L, he's not left-handed though, so we'll take the 9. It's going to be a 4-3 put out, ground out to second on a 5. Top of 3, still no score. And here's Dave Stewart. 12 is a 6. Bases are empty. 12 is a 12, so 6 is a 1-3 on a 6. So Rio's fielding. No match. The base is empty and no match. Let's see. Nobody out. No match. It's a ground ball. So an infield hit. It is actually an infield hit for Dave Stewart. Brings up Ricky Henderson. Man, do you want to try to bunt with him? I think he's gonna hit away. 15 is a 4, and 15 is an 18, so he strikes out. That's a big strikeout there for Rio. So Willie McGee, 13 is a 15. 14 with men on base, and there is a man on base. So 14, single to left, runners advance 1 base. And Willie McGee, 2 for 2 day, first and second, 1 out. Jose Canseco could be trouble. 34 is a 19. A 10 double play is in effect, so it is going to be a double play. On a 6, and it is a 6. Let's see, what was a 19? Oh, it's actually a 10. With the runners on first and second. We gotta see who the fielder is. It's second baseman. So second base is Duncan. And we matched the error number. So it is actually not going to be a double play. It's going to be an error. Runners on first and second. 1 out. No match. So it's a fielder's choice. Runner to third, batter to first. Or actually, no, my bad. It's an E. It was an E. What we had. The match is error number. First on the error, runners advance 1 base. E4. We have bases loaded with McGuire up. Oh my goodness. 25, 13, and 15 empty. So 13, bases loaded. 13. Single, runners advance 2 bases. So the A's are on the board. Thanks to that error by Duncan. Could have been out of the inning. It's 2-0 A's, first and third. Carney Lansford. 14 is a 12. And 5 tired, he's not tired, so 12. Runners on first and third. Fielder's choice on a 5. So they can't turn 2. It's a 4-6 of second baseman. Again, Duncan. Actually, no, we take there's no, you know what, I might have screwed up on that last one, but since this is blank, we take the actual result. We don't worry about the high die. It's a 4-6, runner on third scores. So 3-0, Oakland. Lansford at first. There's Terry Steinbach. 12 is a 13. He's not left-handed. So it's a 12. Just runner on first now. And it's going to be a 5-4 fielder's choice. But we'll call it 5-3. 3 runs for the A's, though. That error was a killer. So Joe Oliver, bottom of 3, 3-0 Oakland. 1-4 or 14's an 11. And then a 14 is a 14. Our batter is right-handed, so we'll take the 14. And it's a short fly out to center. On a 4, the high die is a 5. So here's Duncan, 13. 13 is a 13, and 13 is an 11, so we'll take the 11. It's a ground out to third on a 6. Here's Rio. 33 is a 4. 0 for Stewart on a 4. Is a 1. Wow, okay. 1 means roll again. When we look on his card, 45 is a 9. So a 9 and on a 5, so it's a 4-3 ground out. Top of the 4th, 3-0 Oakland. Willie Randolph, 33 is a 4. 33 is a 0 on a 5 is a 2. So a 2 is it's a foul out to first on a 5. On a 6, actually, so it is a foul out to first. Randolph. One away, Gallego. We have a 14, 19. He's not tired, so it's a 19. That's a fly to left on a 5. No 5 involved. Brings up Stewart. 55, 17, and 8. So we'll take the 8 on a line out to second on a 6. But we have a 1. That's what I screwed up on. We go to here. Line out. 1. Base is empty. Line out 1 is a line out. Line out to Duncan. When you match that, you got to go to this die. You don't just automatically roll for his, unless it's a 3, 4, or 5, which it might have been. So bottom of the fourth, Larkin, top of the order. 23 is a 19, 23 is a 10, no double play in effect. So 19, single or short fly to left on a 5. Dave Stewart's throwing a no-hitter. Trying to break that up here. Billy Hatcher. 34-17 and a 15. We'll take the 15. Ha, single. It is a single for Billy Hatcher, and it's that he can try for 2. He can try to stretch it. It was a single to center. Center fielder McGee's a 54. So we'd be looking right here. We're going to Billy Hatcher's not real swift, I don't think. We get a 6. So he gets a good jump. So we need to match a 6 or a 4. And we don't. So he's out. He's trying for 2. That is the risk you take. Call it an A4. 2 down. Here's the O'Neal. 23 is a 12. And a 10 double play. No double play. So it's a ground out to first on a 6. But Billy Hatcher breaks up the no-hitter. Does get out trying for 2, though. Ricky Henderson, 0 for 2. Top of the 5th, 3-0 Oakland. 23, a 17, and a 4 is going to be a strikeout. Rio strikes him out for the second time. Here's McGee. 12's a 10. And then 12's a 12. Bases are empty. It's a ground out, 6-3 on a 5. And it's a 3, so we'll look at the fielding. Larkin. We match his first number, so it is a ground out. Canseco, 2 down. 13 is a 13. 13 is a 14. Men are not on base. So 13 single to left field for Canseco. Brings up McGuire. 36 is a 14 and a 5. 5 is going to be a walk. First and second 2 down. Here's Carney Lansford. 12 is a 15. We're going to take this 12 though. 12 is a 12. Runner is on first and second. And a 12 is going to be a 3-1 on a 4. So that's out number 3. And it stays 3-0 Oakland. Bottom of the 5th. Eric Davis. Leading things off here. 34 is a 19. 15 here is going to be a single. That old 15, he can try for 2. I don't think we're going to risk it. Hal Morris. We need some base runners. 44 is a 5. 44 is a 10. K was key was what? K was key hitting with 2 outs. There's not 2 outs, so it is a walk because 44 is a 5. First and second, nobody out. Sabo. Come on, Chris. Come on, Chris. 14, 7. 14 is a 4 if he's right-handed, or 14 is a 14 if he's right-handed. And he is right-handed, so it's going to be a 14, runners on first and second. Single to left, advance, runners advance one base. They could try, the runner on second could try to score. But with nobody out, bases loaded, especially on a single to the left, we're going to leave it right there. Bases loaded. Joe Oliver. Hold on. 24. 24 is a 15L. He's not left-handed, so we'll take the 10. It's a fielder's choice. 6-4. Runner on third scores. Runner on second to third. So one out first and third. 3-1 now. Double plays in effect. Here's Mariano Duncan. And a 36 is a 14. 36 is a 4. It's going to be a strikeout. First and third, 2 down. Rio up. I don't know. 3-1. It is only 5th inning. This is a tough decision. They're going to let Rio hit, though. Leave him in there. 13 is a 15. 11. And it's a ground out to third. Actually, hold on. First and third. And it's a fielder's choice on a 6, so that ends the inning. They get one. It's 3-1, top of the 6th. Rio's good for 4 runs or 8 innings, and/or Stewart's good for 4 and 9. So here's Steinbach. 55, 25, and 55's an 8. We'll be taking that 8 to line out to second on a 6, but that's blank, so we'll take the line out. Randolph, 44, 5, and 44, 15. It's going to be a walk for Willie Randolph. Brings up Gallego. 44 is a 5. 44 again. Come on. That's going to be another walk. First and second brings up Stewart. 12. 12 is a 6. Base is empty. They're not. 12's a 12. Runners on first and second. So 3-1 put out. Runners advance one base. So second and third with 2 down and Henderson up. Big situation here. 14 is a 7. 14's a 5 if he's tired. It's a 7. Second and third. It's a pop out to first. So they escape further damage. It's still 3-1. Oakland, bottom of the 6th. Top of the order, Larkin, 56. 22. If he's lefty, he's not. So we have a 2 here. 2 on a, it's a foul out to first on a 6. And we do have a 6. But we have a 2 here. And it's a PC. So we look under 1. Base is empty. It's going to be a ground out to first. Ground out to first is what that is. One away. Billy Hatcher, 15 is a 10. No double play though, so we'll take the 19. And it's a fly to left on a 5. Short fly. So SF1, that'll be a fly out. Paul O'Neill, 16. It's a 14, and there are 2 outs. Does it have to be men on base or just, no, just 2 outs. 16's a 14, and then 16's a 12, but we're going to take this 14 because there are 2 outs. And base is empty, though, so it's a fly to center. We'll go to the 7th. Top of, here's Willie McGee. 12's a 10. Bases are empty. 12's a 12, so 10 is a 6-3 on a 5. Ground out to short. Canseco, a 25 is a 13. 25 is a 15, and they are empty, so that's a single. For Canseco, he's 2 for 4. He's a McGuire. He could try for 2, but he's not. 36, 14. 36 is a 5. And that is a walk. Rio, first and second, 1 out. They're going to go to the bullpen. Rob Dibble. Rob Dibble's coming on. He's a right-hander. Carney Lansford. Thirteen's a 13. 13's a 4. Struck him out. Right away, Dibble shows up. Steinbach, 23, 11. 23's a 4. Struck him out. So that puts the end of that. Dibble comes in, shuts the door down. 3-1, bottom of the 7th. Eric Davis. 45 is a 22. And since there's a B there, we'll take the 22 because that means both right or left. He had a 9, but we're going to take the 22. That's a double to center field for Eric Davis. Leadoff double. He's up Hal Morris. 33 is a 4. 33 is a 0, though, and a 6 is an 8. Off Dave Stewart. So an 8, runner on second, is a line out to first on a 6. So we'll check the first baseman, McGuire. And he's going to make the play. Let's make sure it's not a double play. We matched his first number. He's a 54. We matched the high die as a 5. So we matched his first number. Runner on second. Line out. Shoot. Matched his first number. Line out. Double play. Runner on second. It is a line out double play. Davis gets doubled off. Three, 3-6. Line out. So 2 down. Here's Chris Sabo. That's a bummer. 12 and 11. Bases are empty. We'll take the 11. But it's going to be a ground out to third. We'll go to the 8th inning. Dibble coming back out for his second appearance in innings. How you say that? Second inning of appearance, which is what he can do. Randolph, 13 is a 13, and he strikes him out. 13's a 4 on Dibble. Gallego, 13's a 13, and that's another strikeout. Brings up Dave Stewart. I think they're going to let him hit. They're going to leave him in there. 55 is a 17. 55 is a 10. It's a ground out to short on a 5. And we have a 6 here, so no. Even if it was a match, that's blank. So, ground out to short. Bottom of the 8th. Stewart still hanging in, 3-1. Joe Oliver. 34 is a 19. 34 is a 15. That's a single. Could try for 2, but he's not going to. It's a single. Brings up Duncan. 12 is a 15. Lefty, nope. So 12 is a 12. Runner on first. And it's a fielder's choice. 5-4. Duncan at first now. Pitcher up. We're going to bring in a pinch hitter. Let's go with Ron Oster. Big Ron Oster, switch hitter. 12's a 4, and that's going to be a strikeout. Thanks, but no thanks. Here's Barry Larkin, 2 down. Duncan at first. Let's see, what kind of stealer? 13 stolen bases. It's kind of risky. He's a 5. He's got a -1, so that's going to drop him to a 4. Steinbach, I think he's a pretty good catcher, but he's not gonna risk it. 33. 33 is a 4, but a 0 here, and a 4 is a 1. So now we roll and we look on Stewart's card, and we get an 11s and 18. Runner on first and 18. And that's a fly out to left. I thought that might be something good, but it's not. We'll go to the 9th. And Dibble will be tired. So let's bring in a reliever. Guys, back in the 90s, early 90s, barely out of the 80s, would pitch a lot more. So we're going to bring Myers in. It's top of the order, Henderson. This is the World Series. You can rest up in the off season. Ricky Henderson, 33, has a 4, 22, struck him out. Tough day for Ricky. 33 for McGee's a 4, struck him out. Canseco, 14, is a 12, And Myers has a 5. That's going to be a walk. Makes sense. McGuire. 16 is a 22. And 20 but has a B on it. So 22, runner on first. Oh my goodness. That's a home run to left. McGuire gets him. A 2-run shot. All 4 RBIs. 4 of the 5 RBIs for McGuire. Bases clears Carney Lansford. 33's a 4, and that's going to be a strikeout. Actually, 22 if he's tired. Quick timeout. Alright, so let me walk you through this. It was not a strikeout for Lansford. Myers is tired. He's given up 2 runs. His runs allowed is 1. He can appear in 2 innings before he's tired. But he's given up more than his 1. He gave up the 2-run home run, so considered tired. He takes a 22 tee. Base is empty. Come down to the 22. Says double, but there's 3 red pluses. That means if the pitcher's tired, you're going to add 3 to this result. So instead of a 22, it's going to be a 25. It's going to be a deep fly to right, but on a 6. Red 6. We have a 6 here. So we have a 1 here. We'll go to the ballpark card under 1, deep fly. We get the word no. We come over to bases empty. Under deep fly, under no, it's a double with a black plus, meaning he could try for triple. So it is a double for Carney Lansford. And that brings up Steinbach. He's not going to try for 3. 23 is an 11. 23 is a 4, and there's no T anywhere, so he does strike out. But they get 2 runs. It's 5-1, Oakland. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Dave Stewart, still not considered tired, because he's only given up 1 run. 2, 3, 4 hitters. Billy Hatcher, 25 is a 14. 25 is a 4, struck him out. Paul O'Neill, 13 is a 13. 13 is an 11. 11, bases empty. It is a ground out to third on a 6. And we have a 5, so no worries there. Here's Eric Davis. 33. 33 is a 4. 33 is a 0 on a 4. There's a 1. Roll again and look off Stewart's card. Is a 12 is a 12. 12 is a ground out to first on a 6. So that's the ball game. Hayes win at 5-1. And they take game 1 of this 1990 World Series replay, which the Reds swept. Not going to happen here. Found that out in a hurry. Let's check out the hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hits for the A's. No errors. And the Reds had an error. Didn't get a hit till the 4th inning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 hits for the Reds. As Dave Stewart was on today, Mr. Smoke Stewart, He had his stuff working. So that is going to wrap up this game 1 with Clubhouse Baseball. We're going to play out the whole thing if we need to. Well, we're obviously going to go more than 4 games. Well, not obviously. I mean, the A's could sweep. Not likely, but never know. I mean, the A's probably were the best team in baseball. So we'll see. Until the next time, you guys take care and God bless.